Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Geiger Outdoors. I'm Jackson Geiger. We're here in Colorado on our week-long archery elk hunt. We have a very special thing going on right now, very special time. I've only gotten to try this once. The rancher's wife, back in the day, my first time coming here, made us some chokecherry jam to take back with us, chokecherry jelly. And the chokecherries are ready. These plant behind me, this is it. These are called chokecherries, and they make a very, very fine jelly. So, being that one of my dad's friends is gonna drive all our equipment back from us back to Florida, I'm gonna go ahead and pick as much as I can stand. I've got one bag here. I've got another grocery bag in the truck behind me. If I can stand it, I'll pick 2 bags, but we're gonna make chokecherry jelly. And this is just some of the best jelly that we've ever had. Probably because I've only had it once, don't get it often. These aren't around Florida. You gotta be here to find these. So we're gonna get started. We'll get back to the house and we'll do half of the process. We'll get everything boiled down, strained, and then we're gonna put everything into gallon jugs and tape it up very well so it does not come apart in the trailer. Let's get started. And I've got my 2 handy dandy knives right here. Let's just make a little pouch. It's just going to make this way easier. I just string the bag up right there, hang it on my 2 knife handles. Yes, I have 2 knives. We are in the middle of bear country, and you never know. I've been using one for chopping and clearing, and I've got another one fresh, never touched, didn't bring it out, just in case, we got to clean something or something else happens. So there's one unused blade and another bigger one that I use to cut my trails and get my shooting lanes cleared out. We'll just take these. The best thing to do, you don't want to leave the stems on. You want to take the stems off. That'll make a very bitter flavor in your jam or your jelly. Difference between jam and jelly: jam, you leave all the fruit inside of it, and jelly, you strain it all out. So we're going to be making jelly this time because I don't want the pulp to get stuck in the gallon baggies or in the gallon jugs, and then it's just a mess to get out later on. All right, so we're here in the kitchen. I collected probably about that much of a grocery bag. That'd be plenty to do what we got to do. I've got the tea made, so we got it in the pot, boiled it, broke all the cherries up. That's what we're looking at now. Nice purple chokecherry tea. What we're going to do now is have my other pot here. There's no cheesecloth here because we weren't expecting it, and there's none left. So I had to sacrifice one of my undershirts, but we've got it in the pot, tied. I'm going to dump all of this into here, and we'll hang it, let it drain till it cools, and I'll wring everything out. And then we'll put it in our gallon jug, and we'll take it back to the house, back to Tallahassee, to make jelly with. That's all in there. Now, this is for, since chokecherries have seeds in them, we're going to do this just like that. Let that hang. hang and drain just like that because it's super hot. Then whenever it cools off and gets done draining, for the most part, I will wring it out very well, get as much juice out of here as we possibly can. Then once it cools, we'll move it over to our jug and we'll be ready to go back to town. We're back at the house. We have our 1.25 gallons of Chokecherry tea. We also have about 20 cups of sugar and about 5 cups of fruit pectin. Got my lighter, of course. Got a glove and my long stirrer because the recipe is called to get it to a rolling boil that cannot be stirred down. So as you're stirring it, if it pops and gets on your hand, you are going to be in a world of hurt. It's going to hurt for a long time, and it's going to blister up because it's sticky and it's going to stick to you too. So we'll start so we don't burn the bottom out of my pot. We'll dump some in. I'm using my biggest pot, my Low Country bowl pot, because the skinnier it is, it seems the longer it takes it to boil. So if you use a great big pot like this, then it might go a little bit faster for you. As long as you don't fill it all the way up. All we're doing is dispersing the product, dispersing the heat. Now that that's in, we'll take our handy dandy long handled lighter, always be safe. We will turn our cooker on and get it going. I have it set for frying fish, so you're going to crank it all the way up. Open everything up all the way because you want this to get extremely hot, very, very hot before you even begin to put the pectin or the sugar in. It has to be rolling boil. We'll let that start getting warmed up. I've got some jars in there in hot water getting cleansed. So I'm going to add a little bit more hot water. I've got a pot of water in there boiling just to add so it's super duper hot and kills all the germs. Which after we get through with this process, we'll do the water bath process, the canning process. And I'll show y'all how that goes down. We'll let this get boiling. We'll be back with y'all in a minute. That didn't take long. This is why we do it in a big pot with a fish cooker. It is now a rolling boil, a nice rolling boil. What we're going to do, I'm going to do my glove. I'm going to need it. I'm going to take this pectin. We're going to stir it in slowly. Some more. I'm trying to get it all broken up very well in there. We'll bring it back to a nice rolling boil. This stuff has such a nice color to it. Set that down there. Let that be drained. Take this and this in. We're going to take these two in, and what we're going to do is I'm going to check on my jars and I'm going to start bringing the jars out here. And then there's a little trick with a frozen plate, and that lets you know if your jelly is going to stick or not. You have to add more pectin. You may have to add some lemon juice. Lemon juice, the citric acid acts with the pectin and makes it seal a little better, makes it harden a little better. But we're getting boiling again, so I need to take these in. Nice red color. There's a nice flint. This is already back to a rolling boil. And it cannot be stirred down. I am making a major mistake right now. I need to put my glove on. Now that it's back to a nice rolling boil, it cannot be stirred down, and I have my safety glove on. We're gonna add the sugar. This was about 1.5 gallons, so it's about 21 cups of tea. And the rule of thumb is a 1-to-1 ratio. So however many cups of tea that you're making your jelly with, that's how many cups of sugar you're going to put in there. So we have about, I think I put about 21 cups of sugar, a little less, but still going to be fantastic. Make sure you break all the sugar up, make sure it's not clumping up. Now that the sugar is in, this needs to be continuously stirred. Now you stir, stir, stir. Make sure all the sugar gets broken up, all the pectin is broken up. It needs to come back to a nice strong rolling boil that cannot be stirred down. It has to stay boiling as you stir it. So we're making sure all the sugar's off of the bottom, and we're stirring. Will you take this in, please? Have my lovely helper here. And this will be the pot that you do the water bath in. So once, move everything out of this pot into the jars, which I'm probably going to have to wash more jars. There's a lot in here. It's up about that high on the spatula. So we're looking at, between everything now, probably 2.5 to 3 gallons of jelly in here. Now that we're getting ready, there's all this gunk that builds up in there. You want to get all of the gunk out. Just got my little strainer and the bowl I use for the pectin. Scoop it out, dump it in. You don't want that in there. Just set that right there. Stir some more. Now it's getting back to a boil now that I've added the sugar in, but we need it to get very hot, and it cooks for several minutes. So we're just going to stand here and stir, let it start cooking, and as this stuff builds up, take our scoop, set it in there. Last step, I'm going to go grab my ladle and my funnel. There's special funnels for mason jars. I'm going to get those. Then, here in a minute, we'll test it. And as long as it tests good on the plate, which I'll show you all that process, just a handy little trick, it'll be time to jar everything. Then I can wash this pot again, and then put the jars back in, we'll fill it up with water, and we'll water bath it for 15 minutes. A rolling boil for 15 minutes. Once it starts a rolling boil, then you can start your count. we've got it all jarred up. We have 27 jars of Chokecherry jelly. And before I show you the water bath, we're gonna go ahead and just do this. So, you know, we're gonna do the taste test here. All right, let me see some bread.
This looks so good.
It smells very good, doesn't it?
And it looks so good.
Yeah, I think I got everything right because it's jellified as soon as it cooled down. So this is gonna be extremely good jelly.
Double. Guys, that's so good.
You can't beat this, you really can't. Homemade jelly is the absolute best jelly ever. Whether you're doing chokecherry, beautyberry. I saw we had a comment asking about beautyberry jelly on Facebook, and Micah replied, appreciate y'all asking about that kind of stuff. You can do this with loquats, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. Anything in my mouth is just watering so bad right now. Anything you want to make jelly out of, this is honestly the way to do it. You just can't beat it. So we're gonna finish our snacks. I gotta get the lid screwed back on here. Then I gotta wash my pot and we'll get ready for the water bath.
Guys,
Go.
make Chokecherry jam is the best.
Jelly. There's no chunks in here. If y'all are wondering what the difference between jam and jelly is, jam has chunks of the fruit. Jelly is just the jellified tea is what they call it once you boil it down and take everything out.
Can I have some more?
We'll get you some more in just a second. So we'll get this cleaned up. We got to get one of the kids some more, probably another one some more. I'm going to get some more. And then we'll get the water bath going on and I'll show you what to do with the water bath. All right, everything's jarred. The pot's washed. We've got them back in the pot. It is filled over the brim, about an inch or so, with water. So what we'll do now, I'm sure some of y'all are just absolutely going crazy that have done this and water bath. Oh no, he's stacking them. It's okay. So we'll get this fired up again. We'll get another rolling boil going and then we'll let it roll for 15 minutes. And what that does is one, it kills all the germs inside so it can be stored on the shelf. That's how canned goods stay on the shelf for so long, because it's canned this way and it's done long enough that all the germs inside the can are dead. So it will be shelf safe. And then that will also seal the cans. At that point, put them on the shelf, grab one when you need it. We'll get this thing fired up again. Once again, just wide open until it gets to boiling. So we'll let it get going. I'll show y'all a little bit as it boils. There's already some stuff happening in there, bubbles coming up, extra bubbles from the heat dispersing. So we'll let this get going and then we'll show the final canned product. So we've got them all done, got them water bath, they're all out. These are the handy dandy tongs, the Canon tongs. We got a little lip right there, and the holding parts I still leave my gloves on just because I've been burnt a lot. So that's what it is. This is what it looks like. That's nice and empty now. Here's all of the jars minus one. There's a good flint dog over there. Minus one because one is not going to make it to storage. One is not going to make it to storage. It is going to get eaten probably by the end of the day tomorrow, because I'm planning on having one peanut butter and jelly sandwich and then one peanut butter, jelly, and banana sandwich. And that's going to be my supper, but it's going to be with the Chokecherry jelly. And I mean, that's quarter jar already, and the kids can eat that stuff with a spoon if I'll let them. But that's it. that's the process. If y'all have any questions on the process or anything, I think we're going to try to get the actual recipe posted. We just don't have it ready yet. Everything's in here. I don't write anything down like that. I'm the good old Southern cook, and I sprinkle and shake until the spirits of my ancestors tell me to stop. So that's kind of how I roll in the cooking. But this is it. Appreciate y'all being here. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. We'll get back to you. It might not be immediately, but we'll get back to you, and we'll try to get your questions answered. Till then, thanks for joining us. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Help us out a lot. Stay safe out there. As always, guys. We'll catch you next time.